Hey everybody, welcome to what I think is going to be the last author talks with Frightreads. I thought that was going to be the last one last week. I also thought it was the last one the week before, and I thought it was the last one the week before. So I have been wrong in the past. But allegedly, on paper, I am just working to make sure that this is shared on the page and making sure that everybody that could watch it and can see it. Let's see here. We're going live on the page, and boy, I love how slow the internet is sometimes. So while I'm waiting on things to load, I'm just trying to get into the event just to share it. Let's do that, and then we'll share that. The way that this works, same as it's been for the last 8, 10, 12 weeks that we've done this. Drop some questions in the Q&A. They can be for the event in general, any of the announcements we've made. If you're interested in why we have the Annabelle doll in some capacity or any capacity, that is a valid question. I would love to answer that question. You can ask, generic event questions if you'd like, but I'd prefer that the Q&A be geared towards whatever guest that I'm speaking to at the time. So it's an author talk. So this is one of those catches where this is someone that started as a vendor that made handmade crafts, turned author. It's always awesome when that happens. So I love doing that. When I got to talk to Bill Perry last year, he was a stuntman and actor that wrote books. So it's always fun when that happens. So if you're fresh to this format, we're going to be playing it kind of loosey-goosey, shooting from the hip. I love questions coming in. It catches us off guard, and we don't have to just wing it. So if you're watching, check out the ticker below. We're listing off all these great special guests. We're going to have so many awesome things coming up at Fright Reads. Go to frightreads.com for full details, tickets, whatever you'd like to do. I have 3 more weeks of vendor applications. If you're thinking about selling something, do it. Let's do it. So hop on to frightreads.com for that. In the meantime, I am going to bring in one of our vendors that signed up from a couple of states away, which is awesome. It's great to get Maryland vendors, Maryland authors, but I love when they come in from like Ohio, Florida, Texas, Washington State, or even just a couple of shakes away in New Jersey. So we have that dark chick, New Jersey, Desiree. So welcome, Desiree. Hi.
Hello. Hi.
It's good to have you. So this is going to be a lot of
Thank you.
fun. Have you got to
Yes.
watch any of the other episodes to see what you were getting into?
No, I like to go into things blind,
Yeah.
and I've been very busy, with the book and the making stuff and
What?
whatnot.
Making a book isn't difficult. It's so
I'm ready to
easy.
pull my hair out, but yeah.
Just smash your head against a wall for
Oh, so
hours.
many times.
I love when people do that. They're like, making a book is so easy. You're just
No,
doing nothing. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. I am just doing nothing. You're
exactly.
absolutely correct.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it just becomes this uphill battle.
Yeah,
But you ended up this wasn't something that you had stumbled upon. You didn't find Fright Reads by happenstance.
I
You were
I
actually
did
heavily
not kind
engaged,
of.
but
So
you
the
were heavily
lovely
engaged.
Brian Paone and I became friends.
Oh,
Hi,
geez.
Brian.
You say his name and he appears.
I
I
know, it's like
believe in Brian
magic.
Paone.
Mwahaha.
That's
So
it.
we met.
Brian, do you know the wrestler Joe Hendry? Because that's what we should start doing.
No,
We
should
should
I?
just make that theme song as a parody. Be like, say his name and he appeared. I
Oh, okay,
believe in Brian
right. Oh, yeah,
Paone. But
yeah.
go ahead, continue.
Perfect.
So
Yeah,
So we
Brian,
the
met
right.
at an event
You the
last
right.
October,
yeah,
and
Yeah, we did meet at a Get Haunted
yes, the
soiree
Get Haunted soiree, very fancy.
on the
That was
battleship.
really cool. So we met there, and then we became friends. And then he ordered a bunch of voodoo dolls for me, and here we are. Now I'm going to Fright Reads.
yay! So Brian, you ordered voodoo dolls, which is more or less your
I
specialty.
did.
Yeah,
Um,
they're my
I
best
Yeah,
seller
I've
for
seen it
sure.
in person. What do you have your voodoo doll? You just like, is it your emotional support voodoo doll?
I have a bunch of that. So I have. Yeah. So I'll show you chaos
Oh,
first.
chaos.
Let's
Chaos
see
is something.
your
So
emotional support voodoo
this is
doll here.
Yes,
my daughter Edelweiss. All
Hello.
right, that's
that's my
Edelweiss, and
girl.
she's a recipient of one of them. But so what happened was I met Desiree at the Get Haunted soiree. And I was on the way out, really. I think I talked to you
Yeah.
as you were
Yep.
packing up. It was like at the end. I had spent most of my night with Wade from Nesper, drinking, and then he like really pleasantly like picked up some of my bar tab, and I didn't know that was going to happen. So that was when the guy who's in charge of the real Annabelle doll like picks up your part of your bar tab, you're like, whoa, this is kind of cool. It's like the big time.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, right. Anyway, so I'm leaving, and I saw you, and I caught like your dolls caught my eye, but you were packing up, right? And I felt kind of bad. Like I think I apologized like 2 or 3 times.
2 or 3,
kind of like,
he says.
Sorry, like, oh, am I bothering you? You're like, no, it's fine, or whatever. But Desiree has these emotional support voodoo dolls, and what fascinated with me was on her table she has like pre-made ones, right? Like things that inspired her, or she saw a vision, or she got creative. But what I really liked was that you can order from her your own personalized. That's what I'm looking for. Personalized one. And what you do is you send her a list of, I don't know, 7 to 10, or in my case, like 32 things, that kind of define you or make you who you are, or kind of, if someone were to look at the doll, they would get a sense of who you are just kind of by the patterns. So I sent her this big long list of everything that's important to me, right? And then
it was real long.
It was long. I think I sent like a list. I'm like, wait, there's also roller coasters. And hold off.
Wait, I like another thing.
He liked all the things. So many things.
There was not a big enough fair you could make.
No, they're not that big.
Right. And you were like, will you just stop and like just quit? And then you like tell her your favorite color, because like the left eye patch is like that color, which is really neat. So the color coincides with things. So and then she names them, and she gives them a birth date, and they come with a little like birth certificate, and they come with their own little blanket.
Yeah, I love that.
So remember the pound puppies?
Oh, the pound
like
puppies.
A pound puppy.
I love those.
The pound puppies haven't been relevant since the dance you did for your kid that blew minds. Yeah.
So I was in, right? And I'm not gonna lie. In Harry, I'm sure you've done this. And Desiree, I'm sure as a vendor, you do a lot of events up in up in your area. We can all admit, and this is one that we're gonna do like truth out here, that you'll stumble across a vendor. They kind of give the elevator pitch. You're kind of like, oh my God, this looks amazing. Oh, give me your business card. Give me your website. I'm definitely going to go buy one of these. I'm definitely going to check it out. And then you end up throwing out the business card, right? And you completely forget about it, because that like excitement is kind of, it wanes after you walk away from the table, right? But with you, I was like, oh my God, this is the most amazing thing. Like
my little heart.
Like I just couldn't I couldn't not do it. And I wound up reaching out to you, and then we wound up exchanging phone numbers. And then we just started texting back and forth, which I think you probably regretted as I was sending you my list.
Okay, that's the only time I regretted it, though. You're very entertaining.
Yes. But so then she names it, gives it a birth date, and she sends it. So mine is Chaos, because I like a lot of chaotic. I know it's literally like explosions. So I have everything from. So they're cute. They're like this, and they come with a blanket. And correct me if I'm wrong, because this is your product, and I'll talk more about it. But you kind of push your stress, or your it's a way that's supposed to collect and help dissipate.
You want me to take over for this part?
So,
okay.
Yes, please do. Because
you're supposed to be an author, Brian. Where are these words?
Word.
He doesn't have them. Just go do the running
man.
We'll be fine without you. Okay, so here's the whole premise of it. I always thought voodoo dolls were cool, but I also know when you do bad things to people, it comes back to you times 3. I've had enough bad in my life. I don't need to bring on any more.
What?
So you'll read it in my book one day. Anyway, so I decided to take that and flip it and turn it into something good. So they're emotional support voodoo dolls. So instead of hurting other people, we're healing ourselves. And so these little guys, you can yell at them, you can curse at them, you can tell them what you're upset about, anything like that. They're not going to talk about you behind your back. They're not going to give you unsolicited advice. They're not, none of that stuff that you have to deal with when you deal with real people. So, and this one's mine. This is Void. I gave him bat wings because he's mine and I can. And he is my OG. He is the first one I've ever made. I've made and sold over 500 since December of 2020. I can't math. 2023, I want to say, is when I started doing them.
Like 2 years ago, maybe 3 tops.
It wasn't. I know it wasn't 3, so it had to be. It had to be about 2 years ago. Okay. I think. Yeah, I sold over 400 last year alone. So it's a lot, but this was my baby. He did not, all I did was buy the pattern, and you know what to do with the fabric and all that, but then it didn't come with instructions or anything, or like sew this piece to this other piece. So he took me 17 hours of my life. Now they take me about 4 because I hand make them, and their birthday is the day I put the last knot in the thread. So they're supposed to be like your little confidant. Like, I've been through a lot, and most of it I went through alone. So I wanted to give people a way to not feel so lonely. And so they were born, and they're my babies now.
Nice.
And what I did was Edelweiss, again, when she saw Chaos, she was so taken by him. Just so for Valentine's Day, as her dad and then my older daughter, Annalise, for Valentine's Day, I bought them their own. But what I did was I asked them to give me a list of their favorite things. And then I sent it to Desiree, and it was a surprise. They didn't know they were getting them. So if you want to bring over, so of course, here's Edelweiss's. This is Sparkle, and it's full of, unicorns and mermaids, and there's the purple on the eye, it basically is, pretty, but then in the back here, we've got some like dark stuff going on because
just a little bit, just a pinch.
Will literally go from Lilo and Stitch to Insidious without missing a beat.
A girl after my own heart.
Yeah, we got to do the back. And then my older daughter, Annalise, who's going to school to be a horror movie director. Hers is full of Michael Myers-y stuff, bats, witches, Ouija boards, and all that stuff. So the best thing, and then also Hannah, who anybody's in the Get Haunted universe.
I love Hannah. She's so fun.
Yeah, she's going to be watching this tomorrow on rerun because she's actually doing something right now. So she texted me. She's like, I'm not going to be there live, but please send me the link because I love Desiree. But so she, Hannah, who lives in Iowa, had one, and you sent it to her, and then I flew out to Iowa and spent a weekend with Hannah so we could go ghost hunting together. And I brought Chaos on the plane. And I took all these pictures of Chaos sitting in the seat, looking out the window. And then Hannah's name is Agatha. So so I took pictures of them like together in her, like on her kitchen counter, like holding hands. And now we have this, now we get this big joke. I would say private, like Hannah would say it's not a joke, but now like Agatha doesn't like Chaos. So now she's like,
are they fighting?
Kind of. Well, Chaos is trying to like get back and good with. So this is whole story we've developed.
Oh no,
our dolls. But yeah, so if they're fun, they're just, and I absolutely, again, very few times will I tell a vendor that, yeah, I'll check out your website. I'll follow through with, giving you, if I don't give you your money at the table, I very rarely go back later, right? I'm sure
I'm guilty of it too.
Right? It's just, and it's nothing, it's just the nature of the beast, right? We see so many vendors.
Oh my God, yeah.
But
there's so many.
Yep. And then
you were mentioning that, like, if you walk by and you don't buy it right there.
Yeah.
So I am an anomaly sometimes because there was a guy at Big Lit Comic Con the other week, and he had hybrid art of album covers. Now he did them in 12 by 12 album size, but he would do album covers with like a pop culture mashup.
Okay.
So
fun.
I bought, that's why, like, when you were talking about that, I was like, oh my God, where are my magnets? Because I couldn't get 12 by 12, so I'm out of room, obviously. But I got magnets, and I'm like, oh my God, where are my magnets? I forgot where I put them because I had a bunch of Mortal Kombat ones. It was like Sub-Zero and Scorpion, doing like an Outcast album cover. And then there's what was it? I can't remember what it was, but I walked by them and I was like, I need this. What this is? And he's like, what do you want me to get you? I was like,
cover?
Yes.
It wasn't
yes.
Ario Speedwagon cover.
If you want one, I can have one made.
That's awesome.
Much like these special bears, I will hit that guy up and I will be like, listen, I need his favorite band, REO Speedwagon, who is not on his emotional support voodoo doll. To be an album cover.
For the cyberspace world, they're not my favorite band.
But he had like all this different stuff. And the thing is, like, I went there on Friday when we were setting up and I saw a little bit of it and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna come back when you got all your stuff out. He's like, these go quick and I only have one of each. I don't bring duplicates. And I was like, God, I hate you for that. Circled back on Saturday, didn't buy anything. And as we were doing our last lap on Sunday, dude, I bought, I think like $30 in album cover magnets. Like, I am the anomaly. Like, you don't expect when somebody's like, I'll come back. They don't come back. They never come back. You're like, okay, yeah, I believe you. All right,
okay. Together with our books, right? I mean, we do the elevator pitch. You know, we talk until our eyes bleed, and they're like, "Oh, I'm definitely going to circle back and get this book," and then you never see them again.
Yep.
Oh, so here's a good story since you mentioned elevator pitch. So you go through the spiel. Have this guy come up to my table. Same event, Big Lit Comic Con. Highly recommended. It's great. It's in Chantilly, the middle of nowhere, next to a Walmart. Love it. It's actually one of my top events that I love doing.
I like doing Big Lick.
I know it sounds weird. It's like there's a Holiday Inn and a Walmart in the parking lot. You don't understand. These are perks for me. I don't have to go anywhere.
Are there Waffle Houses? Because if there's a Waffle House, I'm in.
Ooh, I didn't look for one, but there's a Hooters in the parking lot. So this guy comes up and who was at my table? I think it was Ryan. Ryan was at the table with me and he was over there eating something, sitting off in the corner. And this man comes up to the table and he goes, "Hi, hello." And I was like, "Hey, how you doing, man?" And he says, "I'm very interested in these books. Would you mind telling me what they're about?" So I give him the spiel and he says, "And these over here?" And I was like, "Oh, and well, these books are about this." And he's like, "Oh, and what about this one up here?" I said, "Oh, well, that book is about this, that, and the other." And he goes, "Excellent, excellent." And then, phase 2 is, well, which one did you like? Do you want me to, I'll bundle them up. I'll do, you go for the close.
Right.
The man looked at me and said, yes. Well, thank you for regaling me with your tales. I, in fact, do not have any money. I bid you good day. And he walked away. And I was like, I don't know if I want to be mad.
Was he AI?
Yeah, right.
He bid me farewell.
He doffed his hat
and walked away. No hat was on. And walked away. And I was like, I don't know if I wanted that sale.
Does that mean I have to curtsy when I see you?
Only
that would be fantastic. Yes,
every single book's description.
You didn't before, but
I have to.
Yeah, now it's
requirement now.
Yeah.
I need you to ask me for every book's description. That takes me at least from start to finish a good 5 to 7 minutes.
Okay.
Like getting through all of them when you like seem interested, and then you need. I thank you.
If I'm really coordinated, I can tip my hat and curtsy at the same time.
You also have to tell me that you bid me farewell, as you have no currency at this time.
Adieu.
No, I will bid adieu.
Running Man. But I thought that guy was just great. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. Oh, man. And like that happens. You get all these weird things. So the fact that Brian made it a point to, but you do have something that's so unique that you're not going to, you see an artist and they drew Art the Clown. There's 5,000 people that have drawn Art the Clown. You're not going to be that hard pressed to miss out on that particular design. You're not going to go home and have that like extreme buyer's remorse. But something that you have, this is a very unique item. You have to be ready to do it in the moment. And
well, I'm nothing if not different.
It is different. That's what I love about Frightreads. Dude, we have so much weird, different stuff. I just greenlit a bunch of stuff today. Some applications that came across, and I was like, "That's weird." You're in. If I kind of just go
like in an X-rated way, or like in a Serbian film way, I'm not sure what type of way we're talking about.
In a Serbian film way, yes. Yeah, in a Serbian film way, yes. No, just like some people that. So you did the application a million years ago.
A million, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, which
one? It feels like in event running years, it feels like it was forever ago. But I have 5 minutes until the event. But anything that happened 3 days ago was a lifetime ago.
Mm-hmm.
But it's only like 3 days until the event. All the time. I have 5 minutes until the event happens. In there, I ask for like, describe what it is that you sell. Like, I just need a rough idea. Because if you see that I do these posts, I say, you know, hey, you can get your personal own hand-stitched voodoo doll. If I didn't know that, I would just be like, that dark chick, New Jersey, sells a bunch of handcrafted creatables, and I'm just going to pull it out of the air to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
So some people write some wild stuff, and I'm just like, well...
I have no idea what I wrote. That was like 6 years ago.
You were like 6 years ago. You're like, hey, I know Brian.
I make some stuff. You should let me come play.
100%. Yours said, hi, I was sent by Brian Paone. I make the handmade personal emotional support voodoo dolls. And that's cool. and other things. That's what you
and
said.
Some other stuff.
And some other stuff. There's other stuff there.
But it's usually like I tell people like write it in that part as a cue to me so I remember who you were if I talk to you in person. I talk to 10,000 people at an event. I don't remember you. And like the guy with the album cover thing, he's like, yeah, my name's Mike. By the way, his name is Mike. For some reason, I think we made it such a point that I would forget his name that I remembered his name. Inadvertently.
That'll happen.
But I was like, dude, I'm not going to remember that, but I will remember the cool pop culture album cover guy. Mm-hmm. That I will remember. So he's like, yeah, man. Yeah. So that'll be kind of cool. And I came by and he's like, hey, what's going on, Harry? And I'm like, what's up, Mike? And he's like, see, you remembered my name. And I was like, damn, I did.
But I do remember, like while me and Desiree were texting, there was one moment where she texted me and she's like, hey, do you stay up late at night? Are you a night owl? Like, what time do you go to bed? And I'm like, why? Right? She's like, because I'm trying to write my first book, and like if I have a question at like midnight and I want to like throw it at you, will I be waking you up? I'd be like, oh no, you're good. That's fine. And I think that was when like you and I went from being customer and like company to we became friends because then we started. Like we just started talking, then we started talking, right? It became, I wasn't just putting in an order anymore. It wasn't a business transaction.
Yeah. It was personal at that point.
You're writing a book. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's, and then we just.
Yep. And the rest is history.
Yeah. And we were talking about the writing a book and making jokes about how everybody says it's so easy to do that. Ugh. It must be the easiest job in the world. You're right. It is.
Yeah. You go do it.
Yeah.
Oh, my jersey just came out real bad.
Yeah, you go do it.
You do it, huh? Why don't you? I'm right here, huh? What are you doing, huh?
It's gonna be a fun weekend in Maryland, isn't it? Huh?
So your jersey slips out. Jesus, Brian. Your jersey slips out, and it's funny because my head of security, Steve, the two of us will slip into like the Baltimore accent really quick, and I love doing it too because we're just like we're gonna go down there and see them O's and go down to the ocean and have some natty bows.
Oh my god, I want to vomit. Stop it.
There's a Baltimore accent.
Go down to Hamden there, hon. Go to Hamden, watch my O's, watch it down there. Go to the Pickles Pub, get that Pickles Pub, get our good seats, and we can watch.
Oh my god, where's the mute button? Where's the mute button on the computer?
Oh, my kids are calling me. I gotta go.
Dude, I had to when I got into the
army. Running man myself over there.
When I got into the army, somebody was like, "Where the hell are you from?" And I was like, "Oh, is it that bad?" And I had to unlearn Wooder. Yeah, Wooder. What? That's what you wash your clothes in, Wooder.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah. It's
no.
Bad. It's bad.
I thought you were talking about a Serbian film again.
They're all Serbian films, everything. Yeah, so I love being able to now that I've almost like went through an unofficial dialect coach.
Yep.
to unlearn those things, which is called hazing from the military. You unlearn real quick, but I love being able to slip into it. So hearing that jersey just come flying out, it's like, yeah.
Oh, nobody ever has to ask where I'm from.
Oh, yeah.
People know.
I even think I saw you try to grab the words and put it back in before.
Yeah, I did. It didn't work. It didn't
Hey,
work.
where you going here, huh? Come on, get back over here.
Even my kids make fun of me. It's so bad.
Oh man,
so
that
bad.
Jersey with the kids. Ooh, got
that. Yeah, they make fun of me.
Is it the Jersey Shore side of it where you get like that Snooki side, or no?
Oh, Harry,
like that over the top, or yeah,
we don't go there. No.
Yeah,
most of them aren't even from Jersey. They're all from New York.
No, we go there.
One or two of them.
You know what? I can claim John Travolta, John Bernthal. I don't claim Alpha from The Walking Dead because I don't know what the hell accent that was. John Bernthal, absolutely knocked it out. We own the city. Kathy Bates also did a pretty okay job. But John Travolta really hammed it up in Ladder 49 and Hairspray. Hairspray was supposed to be over the top. But then Alpha comes in and I'm like, Alabama, Texas, Maryland, a British person trying to be from any of those nondescript places. Yeah, like when you're from somewhere, you get the accent and it pops out.
Yep.
You hear Sandra says,
sure
hey.
Does.
We had a couple of hays.
So, Desiree, so you finished your book. It's done.
Yes. I'm trying to format it for print now. And earlier today, I got into a fight with the template.
Yes.
No.
I
know how to walk away.
You're yelling at it.
Speak. Here's the secret. I know how to format them on Microsoft Word.
That's what I'm doing right now. I'm just going to send it to you.
You don't need a template. You need like 3 buttons.
Everything was going fine until I got to this one part and it just gave me the big FU and was like, I'm going to stop cooperating now to make you crazy. And you're going to walk away. And then, I spiral. So I'm like, I'm never going to be an author. This is my life. So then I went and I worked on another project.
Don't we do that every book, Brian? Isn't that literally like the process? Like there's uncontrollable crying. There's I'm never going to be an author. And then
I think if you don't do that every 20,000 words, something's wrong with you, right?
Okay, is it bad to do it every 20 words? That's my question.
No, my record is
my
record is just continuous sobbing while you're writing.
Fabulous.
Just self-loathing. I'm a hacker, terrible.
Oh, I'm really good at the self-loathing. I promise you.
Yeah. So I mean, it's something that I was using like different templates and websites that do it. Like Readsy is great. It does. I
love Readsy.
But it also has all throughout your book formatted by Readsy. By the way, if you want to use Readsy, go to our website and use our stuff. And that's cool, but I don't want that in my book.
Right.
So that was my inspiration to be like, well, to hell with this.
Yeah.
Or you can use Amazon's, but
that's what I did. I used the Amazon template and everything was going swimmingly until I got to my book is 4 parts. I got to part 3 and the title page of the part 3. We're not friends. We're not friends.
So how do you do 1 and 2 and then 3 is just like, well, I know how, but how do you get to 3? And it's like, I see what you're doing here. You almost want Clippy to come up. I see you're formatting a book. Would you like me to mess it up for you?
Yeah, that one right there.
It's really just so I had to learn page breaks, headers, footers, alternating headers.
I was doing it so good. I did all of that.
But you didn't.
But you did.
You did, but you didn't. It's an art form. You can definitely email me or we can talk offline and we'll sort that mess out. A little bit of screen sharing, whatever. I just did it for my new book. I went through the uncontrollable sobbing, screaming, shouting into the void, cursing all of the gods. Why me? Why are you like this? And then it formatted and I was like, okay, well, never mind.
So I just have to yell at it? I'm not really a yeller, but I can.
There's one particular god you have to swear at, but it doesn't tell you which one. But when you find it, it works.
Santa Muerte.
You can't just swear at it. There's a fish shake that has to happen.
They're like,
you
have to and they're like, oh, it's working.
wait. Clippy.
Clippy.
But yeah, it is an art form, but your first book will be a blast. And what's fun about your first book, in several books from now, you will have fond memories of that first book, but it will never be the one that you put in the forefront.
Yeah.
Oh, I already know that.
This book like 6 years ago.
Right.
Anyway, this new book.
Yeah.
You know what's funny too is like Howlers is my 12th novel that comes out. The Frightreads is its book release party. So for 12 books now, my very first novel, my very first book, I sell it the least. I give the least amount of elevator pitches for it. It's, I mean, I love it just as much as I did the day that it published, right? But you find yourself going, yeah, there's just all this other stuff over here, you know? And now if somebody asks about it, I give it just as much attention and love as I would anything else. Right. But you find that it's not your go-to when someone comes up to the table and goes, hey, so what do you write? What type of stuff do you have? I never go to the first novel. I'm always, there's always some other ones that come out first, you know?
And it's wild too, because like, you're not necessarily ashamed of it, but it is like, you're just like, you disgust me, go away. But there's a level of excitement that you have for book 9, book 10, whatever book you happen to be on. There's that level of excitement for the next one. And I'll tell you what's even worse. And Brian, since you've had works in progress while working on one, I'm sure, the excitement to tell everybody about the book that hasn't happened yet.
Oh, always.
Ooh. Oh, is that Alexa?
Stop talking, Alexa.
Hey, Alexa.
What are titty chips?
Let's get Desiree's Alexa to do things. Hey, Alexa.
No.
Alexa, sing happy birthday.
No.
Hey, Alexa.
Stop it.
Hey, Alexa.
You guys are both fired.
Order Serbian film on DVD.
I don't know why it did that. I'm telling you, the robots are taking over.
Well, did you see like the little bit of fear in my face when I yelled, Alexa, do this? And I was like, no, I'm good. It didn't catch it. It's upstairs, so it didn't hear me.
Harry, you're right. So like these walls still talk. You know, my ghost hunt gone wrong in the Missouri State Penitentiary.
Yeah, but we're not worried about that anymore. You want to tell everybody about the Ditto House.
Has been finished and done. It's just waiting for the release date. And while we've been waiting these months for it to actually hit the bookshelves, I've written Howlers, and all of a sudden, like that's like exciting, right? And like.
No, it's not, because the Ditto House is where it's at, man.
Well, now, last weekend I spent a weekend at the Ditto House, ready for book 2, and
you're already on the next book. You're doing.
You find.
We're over here playing checkers, and you're over here playing like Chess Master 3D on expert level.
No, I just but you do make a good point, Harry. There is a sense of accomplishment and pride when you finish that first book. But I think the true excitement as an author is when you are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 deep, and then you see that you've got like a catalog. You go, oh my God, these are all my titles. I don't just have this one. Like I'm proud of this one because I know what it took to write it. But when you're doing an event and you're at a table and you're behind your table and you know you've got a display and it's all you, that's where that's where it feels good. Like that's
no, we'll take that one step further. When you're at your table, you'll be like, hi, do you want to hear about my book? No, okay. Hi, do you want okay. Just keep moving. What really changes everything is when someone directly looks at your table, beelines it to your table and says out loud, especially in front of Steve and Ryan, oh my God, you're here.
I love hearing that.
Books. And I love that.
So
and as
cool.
an author, when, maybe they bought a voodoo doll of yours previously, but when you're an author and they bought book 1 of the series, or, they bought 1 and 2 and now 3 is out and they're excited to read the next installment, that honestly reinvigorates you. Like there are times when you're just staring at that wall of being an author and you're just like, I could literally just work at Walmart instead. There would be so much less involved. Or I could step into traffic, and that would be much quicker and probably less painful.
Yeah, you know what's
probably
to build on that, Harry, is like with the series, when a complete stranger, someone you've never met, you don't know, they bought one of your books from a previous festival or con, right? And you don't even remember selling your book to them, and they want to tell you their favorite parts. I had a guy at AwesomeCon, this past AwesomeCon. He had just finished Packet Man, and he couldn't wait to see me again at AwesomeCon to tell me that he thought the ending was his favorite ending of any of the books he's read by me. He couldn't wait to tell me that he thought that ending was just blew his mind. He's like, I love
that's amazing.
And I'm like,
this is it.
But you've obviously bought in a bunch of my books because you're talking about them. Like, that is a cool feeling, right? That these people are immersing themselves in this universe that you've created, and they want to talk to you about their favorite parts, you know?
Yeah.
Man, but see, that's a double-edged sword if you write series. So your series is already done. That was Moonlight, right? That one
was a trilogy and it's done.
It's a 3-off and it's done. So there's no risk. There's no risk in saying characters you like.
Yeah. And the Get Haunted Tale books are all going to be standalones, right? So they can be read out of order.
And Rob can tell you he wants to get killed every 5 minutes. It means nothing to you.
Rob from Get Haunted?
You're never going to give him that wish.
I was like, Rob, you and Sarah are the only two people that I can't kill off, because then there won't be another Get Haunted Tale book. I can kill off everybody else that have to live.
But the thing is when you're in the middle of a series, let's say you were on Moonlight 2 and you were getting into 3, and you had somebody come up and just head over heels. Oh my God, I love the second book. I really love the character of Jerry. Jerry's dead next book.
Right. But you don't want to tell them
but that's immediately, like, that's not even in your game plan.
Right.
You don't have that even mapped out.
Somebody likes this character. Now he's going to die. Now he's going to die.
He's dead. Hope you're happy. That's the I'll be right back of the author world.
I'll be right back.
So
hold my beer. Jerry dies.
So a character got killed in I have a military sci-fi horror called Fubar, and I'm on book 3 out of 4 at this point. So when I finished 2, I sent it to my audiobook narrator, and he knocked it out, and he's just like, hey man, thank you so much. I can't wait to do the last 2. My favorite character is blah blah blah. And I was like, word. Well, I'm glad you're vibing with them. That's your character. I'm happy for you. And it literally was like, it starts off chapter 1. This character is dead. Like, I've killed them off camera, off screen. They have died, because that is how petty I am. I'm like, and when I sent it to my audiobook narrator, I was like, hey, Mike, here's the manuscript. Read it for pleasure, then read it for work. That way you can get through all the emotions that I'm going to throw you through. And I'd like to apologize ahead of time. And he just kind of was like confused, and he goes, okay, yeah, don't worry about it. Don't apologize for, I think it was like 4 days later. Oh, I know why you were apologizing. I'm going to need a minute. I had to step outside. That was rough. And I was like, I know. Oh, yeah. Don't say who you like. Never. Especially if, like, you don't ever go up to George R.R. Martin on book 3 and go, hey, you know who's really cool? Jon Snow. Jon Snow's my favorite character. Jon Snow is dead. Book 4. He is going to be eaten by the very wolves that he is working with. That were probably the Wonder Wolves.
The Wonder Wolves. Oh, gosh.
But yeah, so yeah, that is one of the really cool things. So after you get through book 1, is it going to be a standalone? And
so this book is a poetry book. So I know, like, poetry doesn't sell like a lot. I'm well aware of this.
It does if you can get it into the right place.
Right.
And the right
so
market. Yes.
This,
I sold my poetry more than other stuff sometimes.
Did you?
And it's weird because I'm like, why? That sucks.
Oh, mine doesn't suck. But
that's how all of my books suck. That's how I look at all of them. I'm like, why?
It's so crazy because
Ryan Paone is right over there.
In my life, I suck at everything but writing. So
I just suck at everything. My festival is terrible. Everything.
All right, well, can I cancel?
Do,
can I get my money back then?
No refund.
But how's your Running Man?
Listen, with all the arthritis I have, my Running Man is terrible. I'm going to break a hip and die tomorrow.
We're going to do
my
like
Running Man is fantastic. But yeah, no, like I have that mentality of like, God, this is never good enough. But that's why I'm saying, like, when people do come up to you and they're like, oh my God, this story, like I have a short story collection. They will call out a short story that I thought was just garbage. Let's be honest. That was not the strongest point.
Huh.
That may not even, shouldn't even made the cut, to be honest. And they come up and they're like, they're reading into the stories a different way. So that's the thing with poetry. You might have a poem and you're like, it's fine. It's not my favorite, but it's good enough to make the book. And that'll be the one that somebody comes up and it's just like, when you started talking about the butterflies, oh my goodness. And you're just like,
there's no butterflies.
But then you're like,
Calm
the
down.
butterfly story? That one sucked. And then like, that's the mentality that you have. You're like, but that one was terrible. But that's the one that'll click with people. And then you have to earn that as the best story.
Well, what I like to do is, so I do art too, and I'm an abstract artist when I paint, which isn't very often. Right now I'm working on Jeffrey Dahmer's apartment, which is going to be awesome. Anyway,
as you do.
So I take a lot of inspiration in my poetry, at least from Edgar Allan Poe. So it's all very dark, but it's all like,
who's that guy? I've never heard of this Edgar Allan Poe.
I fangirled on that man's tombstone for the record. There's
when you come down, for Frightreads, are you coming down like the day before to set up?
Yeah, I'm coming down on Friday.
So make it a point to go to the Edgar Allan Poe Museum.
I don't know why you're playing like I've never been there.
I'm just saying, like, if you haven't.
Oh, I have.
Or if anybody hasn't been there.
Yeah, my boyfriend took me there for like our anniversary.
Yes.
Yeah, I made a bigger deal about Poe's tombstone than I did about our anniversary trip.
Have you done yes. Hey, you all should come to my festival, but have you heard of they actually do an Edgar Allan Poe street festival?
Yeah, it's usually around October 7th, right?
Roughly, yeah. I'm torn between multiple events of what I want to do.
I haven't gone.
But I did that one 2 years ago. And it rained sideways on day one.
Oh no.
That was fun. And then day two, it was better. The weather was a little bit better. People were coming out and I still sold very well, but that first day when it rained sideways, I know like the morning it was just coming down like crazy. Then it stopped. People came out, but people were still there in the rain. There's some dude in the street with a little wireless headset on, dressed up like Poe, and he's reading the poetry off the top of his head over the speakers. So they were still like, the Gothic choir was over there. Like, I don't know. The best description I had for somebody was it sounded like Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII was about to come in, because they're like, Sephiroth. I was waiting for that. But like there was this Gothic choir that was just operatic and singing up on the stage.
That's amazing.
Highly recommend checking it out. Even if you only do it once.
Yeah.
One is perfect to get you into the museum, to get up and down the street and check it out, to be able to do all of the things that they offer.
Yeah.
And I think I was at Monster Mania last year, which is why it overlapped and I couldn't do it. But I usually do work. I got to email her actually. I usually do work with the Poe Museum to do some kind of cross branding for their festival, which is almost immediately after mine.
Right.
More or less, 4 minutes after mine. But yeah, they put on a really cool festival. There was a guy across from me making caskets, like legitimately like old timey Wild West, like you should be at Tombstone in like 1880 something. Watching this Undertaker looking dude just like pop, pop, pop. I'm like, who's that for?
I love that.
Yeah, like this, like I thought I had some weird stuff. Dude, this place had weird stuff. And I was like,
I have to go.
Making caskets. Like, even if you can't vend, oh my God, just coming down for one.
Oh, I wasn't talking about vending. I mean, I'm sure the money would be great. Too. I want to go have fun.
Yeah,
you could do
He's
both.
My number 2 favorite author.
Brian's your favorite?
Yeah.
Duh.
He's my number 2 author as well. Yeah, but it's a lot of fun to get into all that. So Edgar Allan Poe being an inspiration. Did you go to the Annabelle Lee?
I don't think we did.
See, I'm hitting you with all the local knowledge.
Yeah, you got to give me all the local stuff because I would love
Annabelle
to.
Lee is not a place that Poe visited because it's post-Poe, but it is a Poe-inspired restaurant bar.
I don't think we went there.
Yeah.
We went to this little like speakeasy thing, I think.
Okay.
Was it? Yeah, it was really good. But yeah, I don't think we did that.
I love how I look up Annabelle Lee and it's like, you mean the poem? Like, yes and no.
No.
Sort of yes, but no. Yeah, they're still up and running. I know they changed
cool.
owners not long ago, and I was like, oh no, are they gone now? But they even have merch. You could buy like an Annabelle Lee shirt.
I love
like,
merch. I'm coming out with merch for my book.
Like
there
what?
you go.
What you got?
Huh?
What do you have for your book? What merch do you have for your book?
So I'm doing t-shirts. I'm doing little pins, keychains, necklaces, something else. I don't know. I just got my shipment yesterday. I'm throwing a big party in August for the launch of my first book. So all my readers are getting a little basket because if it wasn't for them,
you could relaunch it like 2 weeks later.
Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah. That's gonna because I think that's gonna be the first event that it will be available.
Okay.
So
cool.
It's gonna be a huge deal.
Go.
And
so
I've been looking forward to
shirt
this.
or a keychain or literally anything.
All
Sounds
the
like you got like a whole like trunk full of just stuff.
Yeah. Yep. Because the difference is with the leather stuff that I make, if I sell something, I have to spend the time to make it again. And with merch, I can buy it and then sell it and then sell another one and then sell another one. And it's great.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too. Like I got shirts for the event, but as an author, I think I've been fighting for the past however many years I've been doing this. What do I sell at the table? Like what could sell? Like you could sell, cell block keys or something. I don't know. And that would be like, this ties in. Werewolf paws. Instead of like a monkey paw or rabbit's paw, it's a werewolf paw. You're welcome for that idea. But like, because I have a military action adventure sci-fi horror, like what would I sell? Like keychain bullets?
Dog tags.
Yeah, but like nobody wants that.
No, like really cool dog tags. I would wear it.
They weren't really cool when I had to wear them. So
okay, well that's lame. What you think. Not
I have
the whole world
novelty dog tags from when I used to play paintball, and they were cool at the time. I don't even know where my real dog tags went. I'm going to be very honest. I think I have an idea of where they went, but it doesn't matter because I'm not going to use them. But yeah, it's just something that's kind of like, I just can't find the thing.
Right.
I think with the new book, because it's a book about a Comic-Con, I can make fake merch. So I'm going to have real merch for a festival and fake merch for a fake festival, or real merch for a fake festival.
Really cool.
So yeah. And I'm like, man, I'd be really mad if my fake festival sold more merch.
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
I'm going to be so pissed.
I would laugh.
Yeah. You'd see me just go, well, I'm mad, but I'm not mad for the reason you think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's cool, especially like you honestly kind of miss that first book feeling.
A little bit, yeah. I don't know.
Oh, now it's cursed.
Oh no, little Annabelle.
Oh jeez, little Annabelle.
No, I think that you're right, Harry. The first book is exciting, right? Because you're like, oh, it's my first book. Here it is, right? It's like, did it. But I think the fun part of being an author is when you have the multiple books. And then you're in the group,
so I have my first one that's coming out, and then I already have 2 more in the works right now.
Hey.
And the novel, so my second book is going to be a collection of short stories, which is very Shirley Jackson-esque because she's my number one.
Okay.
But my third book is going to be a novel, and it's about 2 serial killers that fall in love. Aww.
Oh.
But I'm pretty sure that one is going to end up being like a whole series because I have all these ideas that I can't possibly pack into one book.
So you're looking at like a Dexter type of vibe, except there's 2 Dexters.
No.
Like
very different.
The people that are killers.
Harry, you're way off.
Yeah, you're like so off. Come on.
So are you not doing it from the perspective of the killer then?
It's all in third person, but it
Okay.
goes back and forth. So we get to know the girl first, then we get to know the guy,
Okay.
then we get like a little peek into their lives, and you don't really, it doesn't come out and say that they killed anybody until probably, I think chapter 6 is when they meet in person, because they discover each other on Reddit, which I thought was
This is
kind of
where you
cool,
meet all
especially
of the
because I'm an
people.
old lady and I don't do social media.
It's like the Craigslist killer.
No, way
Right?
cooler. Way cooler, first of all.
Cooler because they're using Reddit, man. That's what the kids
Yeah.
are hip to today.
I don't
Definitely
know
not
what
all the
anyone's
old
hip
people
to,
on
let's
Reddit.
be real. I'm stuck in the 1800s. Like,
I'm stuck in the 1900s, so
yeah.
wasn't a bad era. Let's be honest. The
Oh,
latter
the
half,
90s were so much fun.
especially the music.
Hmm.
But yeah, there's just like it's a give and take because like your first novel, you'll never achieve that feeling.
Right.
But looking at your slew of books across a book rack or your
Yeah.
table or stacked up on the table, that's a different feeling. But it is never going to be the same.
But
Yeah, it's like your first kill,
Exactly. Yeah.
I know exactly. I mean,
but you know what? What's cool too, Desiree, is that like your first book is a book of poetry, but you're also working on a novel, right, and other stuff. So like when you're going to be standing behind your table one day and you have multiple titles, you're gonna be like, oh, I have a poetry book and I have this novel,
Right.
I have this, like our friend Marissa. She has her novels, her actual like adult novels. Then she has a cookbook, and she has children's books that are children's book versions of the adult novels. Right.
That's really cool. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Annabelle.
Right? I was just like, oh my god,
we have something in common.
I remember my first kill.
I love a little profile picture. It's like, hey.
Yeah, but it's fun. And then my favorite thing to do with every book, this is going to be the big one.
Okay.
And then when it's not, you're like, fine, whatever.
Okay.
And then you go and write another book, and you're like, all right, guys, this one is it.
Right.
This is the book. I thought I had it. I had a book that was coming out. It already came out. It's out. But it was a forthcoming book. I released it in January. And I had an entire book tour planned out that started at the end of February. And it was going to be February, March, April. And that was in 2020.
How'd that go? Was it good?
It went very well. I did 3 events, and my last event was, I think they canceled Annapolis Comic-Con.
Oh my gosh.
And that was it. Like that was the last one. They're like, we're seeing where things go. And I'm like, damn.
That's awful.
Damn. And then that was that. And then there went the book. And I was like, well, that was going to be the book. But now I think this next one, but then it'll be the next one. Just attack all of them with the same ferocity as the last. And be passionate about it. That's probably the best advice to anybody watching that's writing a book or wants to put a book together. Just be your own biggest fan. I know I'm my biggest critic. Also do that too.
Have
a healthy balance, unlike me, who thinks all my books are crap. But yeah, you want to be your biggest cheerleader, because you're going to be the one sitting there selling your book over and over and over again. And if you hate your own pitches, boy, do I have a story for you. It doesn't get better. Yeah, so write what you like, write what you're proud of, and be proud of it. Yeah. So if you have poetry and it's poetry that connects to you and has some kind of meaning, my advice for a book of that caliber, find your 2 or 3 favorite poems, and they can change every time, by the way. I do it. How many times do I have my favorite short story? And it's always a different one. It's just because it's the name that I pull out of my hat when I'm there. And I'm like, oh yeah, my favorite story is actually this one. And we'll pull it up, and I'll be like, yeah, let me tell you about the story. You could just open up to that page and just say, hey, this is one of my favorite poems. Take a look at that and see if you vibe with it.
What's really funny is I have one poem that I love so much. I got a line from it tattooed on my body. Like,
well, then that's the one you have a bookmark in for your personal, I'm going to hand it to you book, and have them read that one. And if that's what you feel is your strongest, come out of the gate hot with the number one hit.
I love that poem.
No band has ever come out with their number 3 song.
You have a good point.
With their one-hit wonder at best.
Except REO Speedwagon.
But I heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who.
Oh my
god! But yeah, I mean it's going to be a lot of fun, and coming down to Frightreads, it's going to be a blast.
I'm so excited.
With you having some kind of books too. I mean, you're just like hitting everything. You have the creative side where you're making things, and then you have the book side at a book festival. You're going to be absolutely yeah. I've been looking at them. I need to find like 5 minutes to actually like compile my ideas of what I'm into. Because Brian, you have your personal one there, right? That's your little fella. What are some of the things on you said like you have favorite colors and all that? What are some like you have like a favorite band in there somewhere?
No, so I did I'm such music is my number one passion. So the cool thing that Desiree did was she did music notes for where the mouth would be.
Okay. So, yeah, I was gonna say I knew you were like music centric and you write and then
So
all these different things.
So Chaos's mouth is the music notes, which is really, really cool. But she's got, bats and blood splatters and spooky stuff for, my love of horror. Star Wars is here a few times. Rocky Horror Picture Show, because that's such a part of my history. I was,
that part of the doll didn't leave you dying of anticipation.
No. She's
waiting for his doll left him dying of anticipation.
He
texted me one day. He said, I don't want to be impatient, but I'm like, listen, my one leather supplier prints in-house, so they can't just like boop and send it out. Like I get the good stuff.
But he wanted it now.
I did.
Of course, he wanted it yesterday.
I mean, that's why I couldn't get it yesterday, so I tried. But football, I'm a huge football fanatic. So there's football. There's books, a bookshelf with a bunch of books on it. So it was really cool. Like I said, I did give her a list that was huge. So she did fantastic.
I think I hit most of them though. I think there were only 2 that I couldn't find.
I think DeLorean and roller coaster.
Roller coasters, yeah.
Roller coaster and DeLorean were the only 2 you didn't find a way to get in the doll.
Yeah, I tried. I tried.
DeLorean. You're not known for the DeLorean at all.
No.
So
right.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's going to be an absolute blast. If anybody's wanting to get one of these dolls, if they want a custom doll, they have to go over to your website.
Yeah, and they can do the contact me. There's a thing that says contact the artist or something. I don't even remember, but whatever. You go and you contact me, and then that'll send me an email. We work together. Doing custom anything is my absolute favorite. Like I love doing, my normal inventory and whatever, but making something custom for somebody and then getting their reaction when they receive it is why I love what I do.
Yeah. So, I mean,
I wish you were in person when Edelweiss and, Annalise got theirs. When she opened it up.
I know.
It just went crazy, so.
And it's cute because she steals Brian's phone sometimes, and she'll text me and be like, "Hi, I just want to let you know what Sparkle's doing," and it makes my day every time.
That's funny.
I love that little girl.
Well, you'll meet her.
Well, Annabelle wants a doll, Brian.
So Annabelle says she wants a little Harry. Do you see that? That's
I see that.
It doesn't work that way, Annabelle. That's different. We'll figure something out for that.
That requires dinner first, and maybe some drink.
Serbian film afterwards.
And some Running Man.
Always.
Yeah, but if you're looking to do that, just go to the website, fill out the contact form, and then you'll start talking to them. And before they know it, they'll have eventually, as they die of anticipation,
of course,
they will have their own emotional support voodoo doll in hand.
Yes, they will.
And you are going to have the new. It'll be the poetry book.
Yes.
We'll be in person, hanging out with all of us this September. we're going to have an absolute blast. And you're going to have all the merch, all little tchotchkes and gadgets and goodies that go along with that book. So it's going to be an awesome little space. And Brian has forcibly put you into Paone Palooza.
Paone Palooza. That's what we're calling my area. Paone.
That. Yeah. I'm all about it.
He's now got, what do you got? You got 3, 4, 5, 6.
Haunted, Little Annabelle.
6 booths plus the DeLorean.
Right.
So you're your own island of stuff. So Paone Palooza.
That's if I make it to September. I'm getting some terroristic threats from Annabelle right now.
It's fine. You're fine.
I feel like I should be scared. I'm not, but I should be.
You should be.
That's the key word.
You should be. But thank you guys for joining me. Brian, I know you got another thing to hop on.
Yeah, I got to jump on a Get Haunted podcast now.
Oh, geez. Is that why Lil Annabelle is just harassing you?
Because they're all over there probably waiting for me. But yeah, we got to go talk about the Ditto House last weekend. So.
Oh, yeah. Have fun with that. Enjoy your Ditto House. Thank you for stopping in, Brian. Again, it's now the Brian Paone hour. I love how sometimes I'll be like, oh, no, he's here, as if I didn't click the button to bring you in. Like, how did he get in here? Change the locks. I got to change the passcode. The same combination as my luggage.
I will say goodbye. Desiree, I will see you in person soon.
I know. It was so nice to see you.
You too. If you're coming in early on Friday night, we should all hang out. And
I would love that. Yeah.
Little Annabelle will come out and bless the
and try to kill me.
Yeah.
Is that? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
All right. I'm going to leave and jump over
here. Bye,
Go get haunted.
Bye.
Go get haunted, Brian. See you.
Bye.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Harry. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. This is a blast. So for anybody that is looking for your stuff, I posted let me see if I can get that link and put it into the comments for everyone here real quick. Let me just throw that down there. If you're looking to go to the website, because you do have custom ordered stuff, go to that darkchicknj.com. Click on the contact form to make your own little doll and get weird.
Yeah.
Think of the deepest.
And contrary to what Annabelle may say, I am delightful. I just have very dark interests.
Right. So thank you very much for attending. Thank you everybody else for watching. This has been an absolute blast.
Yes.
If I don't do another author talk, I'll see everyone in September. Bye. Thank you very much.